Most online businesses never even get off the ground. Why is that? It's not the economy, it's not AI, and it's not because the market is too crowded. The problem runs way deeper. Think about this. We live in a world where you can build a business from your phone, yet most people stay stuck on the sidelines. Why do so many dreamers stay dreamers while only a few actually take the steps to turn their dreams into reality? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down 4 reasons why most people never get their online business off the ground. Let me take you back to a story you probably heard before. The Israelites were leaving Egypt. They were free, but they wandered in circles for 40 years in the desert. Not because they lacked opportunity, but because they lacked clarity, courage, and consistency. That's the same story for most entrepreneurs today. They're free to build, but they wander in circles until they just eventually give up. And so I'm going to give you 4 reasons why most people never get their online business off the ground. Reason number 1, they chase information, not implementation. Most people don't fail because they don't have enough knowledge. They fail because they have too much knowledge. They have too much information and they don't do anything with the information. Think about it. How many courses, podcasts, YouTube videos have you consumed this year? Be honest. Now ask yourself, how much of that knowledge actually made it into action? This is the entrepreneur's trap. Information addiction. It feels productive because it gets your brain a dopamine hit, and every time you learn something new, you get that dopamine hit, and it feels good. You convince yourself that you're working on your business when in reality, you're just stockpiling knowledge like a digital hoarder. Here's the problem. Information without execution is just entertainment. It doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't bring customers. It does not move you forward. It's kind of like going to the gym, reading all the posters on the wall, watching other people work out, and then leaving without ever touching a dumbbell. You walk out smarter and more knowledgeable, but not any stronger. And in business, strength comes from sweat, testing offers, talking to customers, launching imperfect products, and not just studying theories. James 1:22 says, don't merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. And it's the same in business. You can't just listen. You've got to do something with what you heard. Shopify sellers started with ugly websites and they had broken systems. But those sellers learned by selling. Compare that to the person that's still tweaking their logo 6 months later. Guess who's winning? Our brains mistake learning for progress because it feels safe. But growth only happens outside of the comfort zone of consumption. So, if you want to escape the information trap, here's the rule. For every 1 hour that you learn, spend 2 hours implementing. Because success is not about what you know. It's about what you do with what you know. Business owners, are you struggling to make more revenue and profit? Well, I want to invite you to the Millionaire Makers Network. It's 100% free to join. You can join the network today and learn how to make more profit in your business so that you can make a higher income, so that you can finally earn what you're worth and stop leaving money on the table. Have more disposable income so you can enjoy life's extras without stressing about bills. Make more income to invest so that you can have the ultimate freedom so your money works for you, building wealth and buying back your time. Have profits growing predictably so that you can scale with confidence, knowing your business brings in consistent cash flow every month. Just click the link in the description to join for free. Now, back to the video. All right, reason number 2 why most people never get their online business off the ground. Reason number 2 is they wait for perfect instead of starting ugly. Here's the truth. Perfection is procrastination. It's just dressed up in a fancy suit. Most people never launch because they're stuck tweaking, waiting for the perfect logo to look sharper. They're waiting for the website to load faster. The brand colors, they're waiting for the brand colors to feel just right. But business doesn't reward perfection. It rewards speed, courage, and course correction. Think about it. You can't steer a parked car. You got to put that thing in drive, even if the engine sputters and the tires squeak. Once you're moving, you can adjust. But standing still, waiting for things to be flawless, that's the fast lane to failure. When you wait for perfect, 2 things happen. The first thing is time passes. You waste a lot of time when you could have just started messy. And then the second thing that happens when you wait for perfect is your confidence fades. The longer you delay, the scarier it feels to start. Imperfect action beats perfect inaction every single time. Did you hear what I said? Imperfect action beats perfect inaction every single time. The market does not care how pretty your brand looks. It cares whether you can solve a problem today. Jeff Bezos didn't launch Amazon as this big worldwide giant that it is today. He started with just books in a garage. Was it pretty? No. Was it perfect? Far from it. But starting ugly allowed him to learn fast, adapt, and scale into the giant that we see today. David didn't wait to become the perfect trained soldier before facing Goliath. No, he went right at Goliath with a slingshot and 5 smooth stones. He had an imperfect weapon, but he got a perfect result. It's like learning to ride a bike. Nobody waits until they can ride it perfectly before getting on. You wobble, you fall, you scrape your knees, but the wobbling teaches you balance. So here's the rule. Start ugly, improve later. The website does not make you money. The sales do. The logo does not pay your bills. The customers do. Stop waiting for perfect, because perfect never comes. Start now, start small, start ugly, but just start. All right, reason number 3 why most people never get their online business off the ground. Reason number 3 is they build alone instead of with accountability. What does that mean? Most people try to build their business in secret, like it's some kind of undercover mission. They sit behind their laptop, grinding in silence, telling nobody about what they're doing until it's ready. See, here's the problem. Isolation kills execution. Without accountability, your energy drains, your goals slip, and sooner or later, you start negotiating with yourself. You say things like, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll launch next week. I'll try again when life slows down. Spoiler alert, life never slows down. And so what you need is accountability, because accountability is the antidote. When someone is watching, you move different. When you're a part of a group, you push harder. When you have a coach or a mentor, you stop making excuses and you start making progress. Building alone, it feels safe, but it's really a trap. Entrepreneurship may be a solo decision, but it's never a solo journey. Even Moses had Aaron and Hur to hold up his arms during the battle. Alone, he would have lost. But with support, he won. And the same for you. Your business wins when you've got people that are holding you up. Steve Jobs had Steve Wozniak. Bill Gates had Paul Allen. Mark Zuckerberg had his Harvard crew. You see, none of these giants built alone. They built with accountability and partnership. Studies show that you're 65% more likely to achieve a goal if you commit it to someone else, and 95% more likely if you have ongoing accountability. That's almost a guarantee compared to going at it alone. So, if you've been building in isolation, stop it. Get a coach, join a community, find an accountability partner. You just do something. You don't need cheerleaders. You need challengers. People who will call you out, push you forward, and remind you that quitting is not an option. Because success is not a solo sport. It's a team effort. Now, let me give you the fourth reason why most people never get their online business off the ground. Reason number 4 is they confuse activity with progress. See, here's the harsh reality. Being busy is not the same as being productive. Most new entrepreneurs fall into this trap. They stay busy all day, but their bank account stays the same. They're tweaking their fonts on their website, changing the brand colors, posting random content, or checking the analytics every hour. It feels like work, but it's just motion without momentum. Progress in business is not measured by how much you do. It's measured by how much you move forward. And the only activities that count are the ones that lead to customers, cash flow, and clarity. Everything else, that's noise. Think about this. You can run on a treadmill for hours, sweat pouring, heart racing. You feel like you're working hard, and you are. But when you step off, you're in the exact same spot. That's activity. But progress is when you're actually moving toward a destination. Martha was busy serving while Mary sat at Jesus' feet receiving wisdom. Martha had activity, but Mary had alignment. One of them was distracted, the other was developing. So Jeff Bezos didn't obsess over what others were doing. He obsessed over being better than he was yesterday. Amazon grew because it focused inward, not outward. It's like practicing the piano. You can sit at the keys for hours, but if you never challenge yourself with harder songs, you just keep repeating the same noise. So, here's the rule. If it doesn't bring leads or sales, it's not progress. It's busy work. Entrepreneurs who win, they don't just fill their schedule. They fill their pipeline. So stop bragging about being busy. Start building things that move the needle, because progress pays and activity delays. So if you've been circling in the desert with your dream business, stop chasing more information. Stop waiting for the perfect. Stop building alone, and stop confusing activity with progress. If you're serious about finally getting your online business off the ground, hit the subscribe button, because every week I'm giving you exact strategies to get unstuck. That's all I got for you in this video. I hope it was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.